Bravo 6, going down.
Blackout.
This is Blackout back for Blackout Wrestling. We're going back to black. And unfortunately, we're coming back with another video talking about a wrestling legend that recently passed. I just got the news today that Sid Rudy, also known as Psycho Sid, also known as Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, the ruler, the master of the world, has passed away after a long bout with cancer. Let me let y'all know this straight up. Sid Vicious was one of the first big men that I thought really should have been a world champion to dominate a promotion. Now, Sid Vicious, he premiered as somebody called Lord Humongous. Pause. And Lord Humongous was actually based on Jason Voorhees. Remember, Sid is about 6'8", 6'9". He would come to the ring kind of like in a leather strap, look a little bondage-ish, but he had a big old hockey mask on. And he was Lord Humongous before I even knew he was Sid Vicious, because he was in the Memphis area, because he's from West Memphis, Arkansas, but he would wrestle in Memphis as Lord Humongous. So he was kind of one of those people that I would skim through the wrestling magazines, and I'm like, man, this dude is scary looking. Because remember, 6'8", 6'9", so when you're that tall, you're usually billed as being 7 feet. Now, he would remove the mask and be a bigger star as Sid Vicious. He went to the WWF back in the 90s, became Sid Justice. Then he went back to WCW. I think he even had a brief stint in ECW. Then he went back to the WWF in the late 90s as Psycho Sid, where he was a two-time WWF champion. He defeated Shawn Michaels at the Survivor Series in 1996. Of course, he lost that title to Shawn Michaels. But then he won the Fatal 4-Way, which included Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Undertaker, Psycho Sid, and Bret Hart. I might have those four confused. You'll see them here. That's who's in the match. All right. But Sid would go on to win the Fatal 4-Way, and he would face The Undertaker at WrestleMania 13 in Chicago at the Rosemont Horizon. Of course, I think it's called something else now. And he would lose in the main event at WrestleMania. So yes, Psycho Sid was in the main event at WrestleMania 13. He lost to the Dead Man, The Undertaker. But Sid was always a big name. He is infamous. He is known for a stabbing incident, I think in the UK, where he actually stabbed Arn Anderson and basically ended his career. He stabbed the man, really, with a pair of scissors. And Arn suffered some serious injuries. I think Arn stabbed him back. But the story gets muddled. It depends on who you talk to about it. But that sort of got Sid Vicious on the bad side of people like Ric Flair and the higher-ups of WCW. But he would go back to WCW in the late 90s. And I don't think they had any friction, Sid and Arn, because they had to cross paths. But the whole Sid, Arn, the scissors thing, that really painted Sid Vicious as a bad guy of wrestling. And also, he would quit wrestling later in the year or earlier in the years. And he was also known for being in Little League. So whoever was booking him would have to know that he would take a lot of time off to do his Little League baseball in Arkansas. But nevertheless, Sid was always he's a believable big man in the world of professional wrestling. Yeah, he gets a bad rep just for going off script and sort of embarrassing himself sometimes. But I always thought that Psycho Sid was the man. He called himself the ruler of the world. He was the man. And Blackout Wrestling, this is Blackout back for Back to Black. We respect Sid Vicious. We say RIP. And remember, there will be more Blackout Wrestling.